The chicken or the egg? Which came first? So there's probably a good chance that you've heard that question before, like so many times. It's kind of like an old pun at this rate. Now, I don't have an answer for that, but I think I can answer another question. What's the deal with chicken eggs? Why do they exist? What's the deal with them? What's going on with those? So I believe this goes without saying that basically all of us have eaten so many chicken eggs, it's not even funny. Now, like most of us, I've eaten countless too, but I've also learned to cook them like crazy. I can cook them over easy, over medium, over hard. I can boil them. I can beat them into sauces, and I can whisk them into sweets. Nothing like a good meringue, huh? So there's three things I want you to understand with chicken eggs, or just eggs in general, I guess. The egg in relation to the chicken and the egg in relation to mankind, and the egg in nutrition. So with the purpose of the speech in mind, let's talk about eggs. So unless if you've somehow literally never seen an animal that isn't a mammal, like humans, cats, dogs, what's another fun mammal? Muskox. Why not? So unless you've never seen a mammal, or an animal that isn't a mammal, you probably already understand that birds lay eggs. And they are not alone in that regard. Many fish and reptiles also lay eggs, however, theirs are quite different. So, animals like chickens, or I guess birds like chickens, and a handful of other birds, for that matter, will lay eggs regardless of whether or not they've mated, leading to vast quantities of eggs all throughout the year, all over the course of the year, all the time. Tons of eggs. And that's coming from a study by Idaho. So with these avian realities behind us, let's talk about our own relationship with chicken eggs. It's often believed that the chicken was originally domesticated from the red jungle fowl, originating about 5,000 years ago, and was now modern-day India. Although it's entirely possible that this domestication happened several times in a handful of different places, all generally in that same corner of the earth. And that's coming from a... Jesus, a hard name to pronounce. Kangina Kudru. So anyways, let's talk about some of the history of the hens. Wait, no. Now that we've talked about some of the history of the hens, let's talk about the food they provide us with. I need to get a drink of water or something. So given that an egg contains everything a chick needs to develop and hatch, I think generally it only takes like 24, 25 days for a chicken to hatch. Pretty quick. Given that it has all of the things it needs for that, I would hope that most people would have some like intuitive understanding that eggs are pretty good food. But that doesn't seem to be the case for everyone. But generally, most folks are aware that egg, particularly egg whites, but eggs in general, are an amazing source of protein. But it's more than just that. They're also like really rich in vitamins, fats, and acids that are all super good for you. And that's according to Lesnorowski and Stangierski. Two very, very Polish names, if I must say. So with all that being said, let's talk about things in conclusion here. So we learned that hens will lay eggs regardless of a rooster. Chickens were domesticated about 5,000 years ago, and eggs are really good for us. So by now, you should have a pretty good overview of chicken eggs. And with all this being said, I think this is a pretty tame demand for me to make. Please go cook something that involves chicken eggs. Bake a cake, bake bread, or just fry eggs for fun and give them to your neighbor so they can eat them or something like that. Or good classic steak and eggs and nice little steak bites. Dip it in the yolk. That's so good, so yummy. That's a classic. Um, could make like a baked potato and carve out and drop the egg into the potato bits that you carved out. Put some cheese on that. Put that back over. Wrap it in tinfoil. Cook it in like a campfire. As long as you're cooking something with an egg, we're good here.